So I'm a videographer by trade, and I'm a small business owner. And when you are a small business owner, you go to extremes to keep your clients happy because you want them to be repeat clients. And as a videographer, sometimes that means going to extremes to get the shot. So I have often found myself on top of rooftops, sometimes 1 story high, sometimes 30 stories high. I've been strapped to the side of a building, hanging off scaffolding to get a shot. I've had to climb completely vertical ladders, holding my camera in one hand and using my other arm to pull myself up. Now, for the most part, I can handle anything that's thrown my way. I mean, mentally and physically, I've got this covered, right? I do, however, have one major flaw. Well, probably a few more than that, but one that I'm going to tell you about today. It's my weakness, it's my kryptonite. I get motion sick very easily. I mean, I can stand on a dock and get motion sick. So, when I got hired by a local company to go and shoot aerial footage from a helicopter, I knew that this was asking a lot, but I was willing to do it to make my client happy. And because I've gotten motion sickness since I was a little kid, I was prepared, right? The night before, I took Dramamine. You're supposed to take it 24 hours in advance if it's gonna be bad. An hour before the helicopter ride, I took Dramamine, and just for fun, I purchased some ginger gum. Well, I got to the location. The helicopter was nicely parked on the front lawn. My CEO of the company, not my company, the company that hired me was waiting. Bob Simon was waiting. There were a few other people there waiting. And the helicopter pilot came in and said, "We'll take off soon. We just have to wait for the wind to die down." And we waited, and we waited, and eventually an hour or so later, the pilot gave us the thumbs up, and me and the photographer I was working with and the CEO of my client's company and Bob Simon all piled in this teeny tiny little helicopter that smelled like diesel and was about 900 degrees, and we took off. For those of you who haven't had the pleasure, this is what a helicopter feels like. We took off into the air, and then we dropped. And then we took off a little bit higher, and then we dropped. And then we flew forward, and we dropped. And then we flew forward, and we dropped. And we dropped, and we dropped. And every frickin' 30 seconds to 2 minutes, we were dropping. And the ground dropped out from under me, and my stomach went from here to here and back again. And after 10 minutes and about 400 sticks of ginger gum later, I turned to the photographer, and I said, "Give me that bag." And then I turned to my CEO client and I said, "Turn away. You're not going to want to see this." And I put the camera down, because I'd been videotaping this whole time, and I took the bag and I emptied my stomach. And then I took the camera and I went back to videotaping. And 30 seconds later, I put the camera down and I emptied my stomach, rinse and repeat 5 times in 35 minutes. It's a great weight loss plan. At the time that we landed, I almost kissed the ground. And I thought, I will do just about anything to make my clients happy, but from that day forward, I pledged that I would never again get in a helicopter. Which is okay, because I don't think that client is ever hiring me again.